𝗗𝗵𝗶𝘀 ayadolala pakol. Yepingeni ayadolala pakol.
Would you pierce your lower lip to look beautiful? Or better still, would you elongate your neck to look like a giraffe? Beauty, they say, lies in the eyes of the beholder, and that could not be truer when speaking about beauty standards around the world. What may seem hideous to you could be the very epitome of hotness to others. Beauty standards today have changed greatly. There was a time wearing huge wigs was considered cool. But today, there are communities around the world with very diverse opinions of beauty, some bizarre and some very extraordinary. In this video, we're going to show you how beauty is viewed differently around the world. From elongated ears to chiseled teeth, check out this amazing video of 12 unusual beauty standards around the world. If you keep watching till number 1, we promise you're going to be floored. Lip plates, Ethiopia.
In all my travels, I have never seen anything like the lip plates the 𝗬𝗵𝗶𝘀 women wear.
Do you think having a large circular disc inserted into your lower lip looks gross? Not for the 𝗗ᵐ or 𝗬𝗵𝗶 tribes of Ethiopia. Tribal women are identified by large discs fitted into the lower lip, and they don't get in easily. Every woman belonging to these tribes will have her lower lip pierced before marriage, where an incision is made in the lower lip and pierced by a piece of wood. Once healed, the size of the peg increases until the present look is achieved. Both 𝗬𝗵𝗶 and 𝗗ᵐ women just love their lower lip plate, but that's not all. They will also decorate their heads with horns and different trends of facial decor they consider beautiful. 𝗂𝗑. While millions of people around the world would pay a fortune for cosmetic dentistry or braces to fix a smile, in Japan it's a different story. The Japanese believe in the concept of 𝗂𝗑, or uneven teeth. Just think about it. Would you like sporting one extra upper canine that makes you look somewhat of a vampire? In Japan, a feature of uneven teeth, especially a protruding extra canine, is considered beautiful and cute. If combined with a mole on the upper lip or cheek, then better still. One of the major reasons why Japan follows 𝗂𝗑 is because the Japanese love natural beauty, and what may be considered defects to others is a feature of beauty in Japan that would never be corrected. Apatani, Arunachal Pradesh, India.
𝗗𝗵𝗶𝘀 ayadolala pakol. Yepingeni ayadolala pakol.
Would you consider even a small body modification like holes in your nostrils? You might just scream with pain, but not for the women of the Apatani tribe of Zero Valley, Arunachal Pradesh, India. The Apatani's weird body modification practices may look bizarre to others. Would you woo a woman with 2 large plugs stuck in her nose? That will undoubtedly look freaky to you, but for men and women of the Apatani, that's the height of beauty. And get this, those large nose plugs making a woman's nostrils flare up is what rates Apatani women the most beautiful among neighboring tribes. Men from other tribes frequently kidnap Apatani women because of their legendary beauty. Apatani women sport tattoos too. Called 𝗵𝗶𝗀 is a line from the forehead to the tip of the nose, and every tribal girl must get inked and bear up the ordeal when she's 10 years old. Nose jobs, Iran. Iranian women are obsessed with their nose, and statistics say that Iranians account for the highest numbered nose surgeries in the world. Iranian women feel a perfect nose increases beauty, but then again, you can't blame them, can you? If you were only allowed to show off your face in public, you'd want it perfect too. The cost doesn't really matter, and nose surgery may sometimes jump up to $2,500 US. It's a nosy affair and needs to be done. In fact, men too prefer that perfect nose, which they feel is a symbol of power and social status. In fact, many women or men may be seen with a bandage across the nose as an indication of having undergone surgery, something which increases their social standing. 𝗗𝗚𝗄 red paste, 𝗵𝗶𝗀, Namibia.
In 𝗵𝗶𝗀 culture, image and appearance are all important. Almost their only art is the decoration of their own bodies.
A century ago, beautiful women were determined by the fairness of their skin, but not anymore, and black too is beautiful. But then what about red? Yes, if you're touring the tribal region of Africa, chances are you may come across the 𝗵𝗶𝗀 of Namibia, where neither black or white is beautiful, but red is the color of the day. For generations, the 𝗵𝗶 of Namibia have been making a strange paste called 𝗗𝗚⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻ which they smear on their bodies and hair. For the 𝗵𝗶, the red paste is a cleansing agent that protects them from the sun. The red ochre clay, made from a mixture of ferruginous soils and butterfat, takes special knowledge to prepare and is symbolic of blood and the earth. Women wearing it are considered ideals of beauty. Neck rings, Myanmar.
In northwest Thailand, close to the Burmese border, lies a refugee camp. It harbors an unusual tribe.
If you thought the earlier beauty trends were bizarre, then neck rings are even wackier. Would you elongate your neck to the point of looking unusual? But for the Kayans people of Myanmar and tribes of Thailand, neck rings are what makes a woman beautiful. Traditional neck rings, some weighing as much as 11 pounds, are placed on a female's neck as early as the age of 2. The rings are increased every year till the woman reaches adulthood, by which she will have a really long neck or the appearance of one. It may be considered beautiful in the eyes of the tribes, but once done, the neck rings have to be worn permanently. If the rings are taken off, the weakened neck muscles rendered useless may just make the neck collapse, resulting in suffocation and death. Teeth chiseling. What if your dentist had to grind your teeth without anesthetic? How painful would that be? It's like fingers on a chalkboard and worse. Now consider, if you thought this is painful, what you would say to the 𝗓𝗏 tribe of Ethiopia. The 𝗓𝗏 tribe chisel their teeth and hone them to look as sharp as an animal's canines because it makes them look beautiful. In fact, there are some cultures in Bali that make it compulsory for youngsters to get their canines filed down because it represents anger and jealousy. For the 𝗵𝗶 tribe of Indonesia, teeth chiseling isn't just a cosmetic procedure. It is considered highly spiritual too. But did you know the procedure is done using only crude instruments and no anesthetic either? I don't mind going to the dentist, but to have no anesthetic, you're out of your mind. Fat farms, Mauritania. How much have you longed for a flat tummy and a figure that could grace a fashion magazine? Around the world, women are obsessed with hourglass figures and losing fat. But in Mauritania, it's just the opposite instead. Believe it or not, but this is a country where people send their kids to fat farms to gain weight, to look fatty and curvy. If you look like a supermodel, chances are you may not get a partner in this part of the world, because curvaceous women with fat on them are considered perfect symbols of beauty. In Mauritania, girls are sent to fat farms and fed 16,000 calories a day just to increase their chances of getting married. Imagine that! Scarification, Dinka, Sudan.
Acquired by tradition.
Now this is something you truly don't want to do to yourself. The procedure of scarification goes beyond bizarre where some tribes are concerned, and torture would seem mild compared to the pain. The practice of creating tribal patterns on the body using a knife or a blade is considered highly symbolic for some tribes of Africa. In fact, the nomadic Dinka tribe of Sudan make it compulsory for young teenage boys and girls to undergo the process, which can be quite an ordeal. Scarification is a coming-of-age ritual, and get this, the children aren't allowed to cry, as that'd be considered a huge act of shame. Not just the Dinka, but there are tribes in Papua New Guinea which also practice scarification, and throughout one's life, marks will be added to enhance one's beauty. Mokokoe, or chin tattooing, Maori, New Zealand. Have you got yourself inked as yet? If you haven't, would you consider a tribal motif across your face, or maybe a symbolic pattern on your chin? For the Maori women of New Zealand, chin tattoos are a mark of great beauty, and the more intricate or complex the design, the more beautiful you're considered to be. In fact, the ritual chin tattooing among Maori women isn't just cosmetic, but spiritual too. The procedure called mokokoe, or sacred female tattooing, is considered a physical symbol of their true identity. As a Maori, getting inked is a tradition, and that means using natural tools and dyes, so you can well imagine the pain. Elongated earlobes, Maasai, Kenya. If you felt lip plates were truly bizarre, then take a look at elongated earlobes. For centuries, the Maasai tribe of Kenya have been elongating their earlobes to insert plates as large as possible. When not without them, the ears look like weird long pieces of flesh hanging on either side of their face. In fact, the beautification process is determined by age, and the older one is, the longer the earlobe tends to be. The women of the Maasai will stretch their earlobes with whatever they can get their hands on. And for them, pain is negligible, as it's all in the name of beauty. Open cheek dimples, Thailand.
Are you guys ready for this question that you have been wanting to know for so... Kidding.
Would you pierce your cheek in the name of beauty? It sounds strange and horrifying, no doubt, but to some people around the world, bizarre is beautiful. The weird trend of open cheek dimples may sound crazy to you. Why would someone want to look like a zombie? But different people do have very different ideas of beauty. As strange and horrifying as it sounds, open cheek dimples that once were practiced in extremes in Thailand is a rage across the world. There are several people in the West who've taken to the procedure, and it's all about enormous pain. Check out these people who routinely undergo the process during a piercing festival in Thailand. Considered a trend that chases away evil spirits, it's performed with a high degree of devotion. Oh, yes, it is. Oh, I can't watch.